Hey everybody, welcome back to the AD2L Season 5, cast by Wolf Dota, joined by my
Aqua.
friend. There we go. Way to tune in. We've got Game 2 of Gods of War versus Boda Bursting Boys. First game, um, a early game draft managed to beat a later game strategy. Kind of the tail of the tape, basically just what happened, and the Shadow Shaman was first banned last game. No, it wasn't. That was a different set altogether. Quick pants and picks come out here. Holy crap. Quick
Oh
question.
wow.
What's your favorite hero to play?
Me? That's pretty tough. I'd probably put it on Clockwork, just cause as Pyrian Flex says, the hooks from downtown.
The hooks from downtown. That's good. I think I've got about 50 games on clock. He's definitely my top offlaner slash initiator. Um, Favorite overall has got to be Rubik though. Nothing beats stealing a spell from someone and then killing them with it. It's great.
Yeah, Rubik can be a lot of fun, especially when you steal all the big spells.
Uh, One game I managed to steal Sunstrike from the Invoker, and like a minute later, I killed him with it while he was like running back to the well. It was best day ever. I pretty much just like jumped up and walked away from the keyboard.
Yeah, it's gotta feel pretty good.
Yeah, so let's get into the draft here. Terrorblade and Slark bans out by Gods of War. Not the one pretty common ban. The other one, I would say, is a bit of a respect ban. You know, pretty solid play coming up from him. The Bodo Bursting Boys, they ban out the Spectre again, and they ban out the Tide Hunter this time. Witch Doctor as well, which was banned last game. The Tide ban, um, I feel like they didn't like some of the problems it did present a little earlier on, and so they don't want to have to deal with it. Plus, they don't want to deal with some of the other things that he can bring to the table. I'm getting more messages that they can't hear you. Like the only problem with it when I turn you this high up is you're blasting in my ear so hard I don't even know what to do. But
Well,
I don't know. Twitch chat. I'm trying to fix it. If you can hear him, let me know. But it's just for the way I have my setup right now. He's incredibly loud on my headset, so that's why I have him a little quieter. Like that key click might have just given me a migraine. Not sure.
well, I apologize for any pain I'm causing you.
Okay. We'll see. I'll open up my Razer settings.
You could probably find some sort of. Oh, you could probably go into your Skype, unless whatever you're hearing directly off of
No,
your
Skype.
headphones is what you're streaming.
Yeah, Skype is good, but I think it has something to do with OBS where the problem is. But that's a problem for a different day. I'm not too worried about it right now, so we'll deal with it. I'll deal with it later, basically. Sorry, folks.
Well, hopefully the problem is I'm just quiet, not
Well,
ununderstandably quiet.
no, it's not.
If so, I'm just here for moral support for you.
I can hear you just fine. The problem is somewhere between Skype and OBS is the sound is getting dropped, and I don't know why or where.
Yeah,
So.
alright, well, looking in the picks more, we have Gods of War picking up Centaur Warrunner. Probably going to be their off lane. And yeah, I really can't continue this here. I'm going to be the one to make the big commentary.
Okay, so we got a Void Shaman pickup, which is a nice combo because the wards will still attack through a Chronosphere. You can always use the Centaur ulti to disengage or to engage and then maybe chase with the time lapse. Or sorry, not yeah, the time leap. Or sorry, time walk. Time words. So good picks coming out from them. Bit of synergy there, and they're all fairly self-sufficient as well. They don't need as much farm as the draft they had last time. You maybe want mana boots early on a Shadow Shaman and maybe a Force Staff, or just start going for a little later with that Ags. Centaur wants Tranquils into a Blink Dagger or something like that. And then he's happy. Bodo, the boys, they pick up a Skywrath Mage, which they was on the sides of Gods of War last time. Got some kills with it, and so they're gonna maybe see if they can use it to a little better effect. Razor picked up, which was banned out in the last game, so was a good ban last game, and Timbersaw, which is an excellent hero up against the Centaur, as the Whirling Death is going to really chew through his health because Centaur has, I believe, the highest strength gain in the game at sitting at 3.8 strength per level. So that Whirling Death is really going to hurt him when they get it off.
Yeah, Whirling Death really is the killer for a lot of strength heroes. Just that extra health loss, even with the damage, can really be huge in fights.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And then the Enigma pick up on Gods of War, looking for a little more team fight. Possibly with the Shadow Shaman Mass Serpent Ward as well. Try to combo a Black Hole with a Chronosphere, all with the Mass Serpent Ward shooting or something. Sounds like a pretty good play.
Yeah, the Enigma pickup is pretty interesting because it's another combo to go with the Faceless Void, and it's really nice with the Centaur because you won't need to worry about getting a blink to get that good first initiation with it. You can get it with the Stampede. I like the Ogre. It's a good hero, a hard stun which they needed, and they used it very well last time as well. The ding dings were pretty real, so you're gonna be happy with that support. Also, it's just a really solid support in lane. Hard for the Faceless Void to deal with. Um, Gods of War, they have a fairly greedy lineup though. Like Void can fight pretty early, but he wants items for the late game. Enigma's a very greedy support. He's got no lane presence whatsoever, so they're gonna have a dual lane and two solo lanes. So with the Skywrath and the Ogre roaming around, as I'm sure they will, because those two heroes, that's something they're very good at. Give him more words. Someone's typing in chat. They want you to talk more.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, oh God. All
Use
right,
the words.
I'll try and put in some more words here. So yeah, as you were saying, Enigma is, is a very greedy support. You might be seeing him in the jungle, which is going to take up a lot of his time, while Skywrath and Ogre are going to be able to roam around, possibly pick up some more damage.
Repeating what I said doesn't count.
Shh, shh, I'm elaborating further.
No, you're not.
Here, look. All right. Anyways, Kunkka pickup, which actually works very well with Enigma. The boat with Torrent into the black hole is going to be devastating for Gods of War. And honestly, we're not seeing very much team fight on the Radiant side.
No,
So,
they're going for a draft similar to their last one that they can fight early. They're not ultimate reliant. Enigma is very reliant on his ulti, as well as the Faceless Void, especially early before he gets a couple of levels in it or can get his Ags. Centaur's ulti is on a longish cooldown early, but gets comes down pretty substantially, and then Kunkka's ulti is basically always up. But the longest cooldown on Bodo bursting is the Doom, which I think is only 100 seconds. Just yeah, so I mean it's not really even that long. I'm gonna quickly run through the Radiant side. We've got Boto Lava playing the Doom. Voice crack is tired. G Killa is holding the Skywrath Mage. Silent Panda again on that Ogre Magi. Must be a personal favorite of his. Nayu is on that Timbersaw. That was the guy who playing Slark last time. And last, but certainly not least, Boo 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 Boo. He's gonna be handling that Razor.
all right, then on the Dire side, we're going to have Siege on the Faceless Void, already moving out into lane. Pier 1 taking mid again. This time is Kunkka. And King of Rookie handling the Shadow Shaman. Alfred, wait, what did I just say? Alfredo Fettuccini, I believe is actually how I was supposed to say it last time, handling the Centaur in the off lane, and a Bola Lord looking like a jungle Enigma.
Enigma in the jungle.
But that was very close for Enigma. Looks like they're gonna try and ward up some of his camps.
They're gonna block.
Which is
Yeah, they're gonna
not
block
going to
his
be good
medium
for him.
camp, and they're gonna block his strong camp here. They get a ward down. Unfortunately, if they had placed it here, He would have had to chew through a tree. Now, if he drops a sentry down here, he'll be able to deward it. So, without blocking his own camp. So, well, slightly different ward placement there, but things that can matter. And in case you're wondering, I have a map that I can go off that I can go back and double check where all these spawn boxes are, and I've tried to memorize it.
Yeah, it's just sort of one of those things you gotta learn as you play Dota this long. And some of the spawn boxes for the jungle camps are honestly very strange.
The this one in
Like
the
the
big one in
magic bush.
what it is the spawn box for the Radiant big camp there is like this, and the small one is like this, comes down kind of like that. So that's why the magic bush overlaps right there, roughly. So that's how that works. They're going to be running Doom in the safe lane. He's got his supports. He should be fine up against the Centaur solo, so his supports will be free to roam around. We'll be able to trade blows. They both hit fairly hard. Went for that first point in return. Gonna send back some harass. Doom's gonna outfarm him though, as he does have that devour. Top lane, Enigma is dewarding an obs. Both his deep jungle camps were blocked. That's really gonna slow down his rotation, as when you're playing Enigma in the Dire, you want to maybe pull and kill this camp once and stack it, and then get your level 2 and get that point in Midnight Pulse, break down these trees. That way you can pull the neutrals down that way and stack it and farm it with your Eidolons, and just basically rotate in a bit of a triangle from here to there to here to there, back and forth, stacking as you go. It's gonna be pretty sad here when he gets and sees all these camps blocked.
So, just real quick, like,
Yeah.
you don't mind if I cut in every once in a while, like
Oh no 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 no
you're always on these big talks, and I'm like, should
no.
I
No.
cut in here?
I'll usually when I'm talking, I'll finish out a point like that, and then I'll pause, and that's when I hear you go, and I'm not sure if you're gonna say anything, and then you don't for a couple seconds, so I start talking again.
Yeah. Well, maybe at some point I'll say something. Who knows?
Who knows?
Gotta give me more words in the name of Creeper.
Yeah.
Oh, I just said I have a beautiful voice. Thank you. That was very kind. Conka throwing out a torrent's gonna hit on Razor, getting some good harass.
Going for the max plasma field build on Razor. Static link plasma field, I think it's a good choice. Unstable current, not really going to do a whole lot this game. I mean, it'll affect the Shadow Shaman and the Enigma Centaur, but that's it. And only with one spell. I know that's 3 heroes, but same time, it's not going to matter because he's going to be hexed or shackled by the Shaman early, usually. Later, oh, that said,
Timbersaw might get a little greedy here. Does not dive the tower though, wary of those shackles.
probably a good call coming from him. Also, if you start calling out a fight like that, just keep casting it until the fight's over, and I'm just gonna follow. I'll follow it with the camera. So you see something that I don't.
I'll do the clumsy casting. Oh, he used that spell. That
The
one.
the thing, it did the stuff.
Timbersaw might go for it now, and will take it. No shackles coming out. Faceless chasing him down, trying to use time walk, get the revenge kill, but will not.
This Nayu on the Timbersaw is getting way too much in this lane, and he might be able to go for the Timbersaw or go for a kill with Timbersaw again there. Unable to get around the corner there. He does pick up his mana boot, so he's going to be pretty happy about that. Torrent's coming out from the Kunkka. It's going to land on this Ogre. Still gets the bounty rune, though, so he's going to be alright with that. And early kill coming out for the side of the boys. And up until then, the gold graph was basically even, so neither team really getting too much of an advantage in lane. PR1 is leading the charts, but then it's pretty even for the rest of the counterparts.
Yeah, Enigma stacking camps using Midnight Pulse, farm up on those creeps right here, although he's getting smacked around by those mud golems, getting very low.
Honestly, at this point, I would suicide kill that mud golem. The reason why is buy out, that way you don't lose any of your gold, and it's a much faster trip, because it's going to take him about 40 seconds to walk all the way back here, and then all the way back out, maybe even almost a full minute by the time he gets back to farming again. Whereas if you just let the neutrals kill you and have all your money spent before you die, it's an 11-second trip back to the well and you're out much faster.
Next level suicide strats coming out here. Shadow Shaman actually rotated in a mid, probably trying to look for a shackle on Razor, but will not find it.
He did use a smoke for that as well, so a bit of resource wasted there. Up on top, we're gonna have Timbersaw looking to get a kill in this faceless void. He does have the mana for a time walk. He's gonna leap back the other way. Timbersaw can pursue this though. He's got a Timber Chain. Siege doing a good job of sitting. Yeah, there it goes. Oh, and it lands. He's gonna need one more chain. Gonna need it, and quick kill. There it is.
And honestly, that's right there is why Timbersaw is probably my favorite hero. I lied to you on the clockwork call. Just
wow.
In and out, dealing damage, throwing around saws, just amazing.
Up in the bottom lane, this Doom is farming very effectively. He's gonna have a Midas coming out, and I actually the guy I was co-casting with earlier today, I was the shoutcaster. He was doing the analytical. Korean barbecue, nice guy. Be casting with him some more. He's about I think he said he's ranked about 5K solo and in a party. So he's a lot better at Dota than I am. And I asked him how come people always get the recipe flown out to them first rather than the glove of haste, and they said it's because when you're farming in lane, if you have the recipe on you as soon as you get it, by the time the recipe flies out to you, you'll probably be only 300 away from getting that getting the glove of haste, which you can buy at the side shop, and then instantly run to lane and use it. And it just that value of being able to use it instantly instead of having to wait for the recipe to fly out from him, because this Doom has had a Midas now for about 30 seconds, but still hasn't been able to use it and get it back on cooldown. So it's just little things like that, little efficiencies. So interesting stuff coming out from him, though.
And then kills those yeah, because he was using it for the ranged.
Mm-hmm.
So Enigma looking okay on the farm, still about 900 would be more accurate away from the blink dagger.
Mm-hmm. Timbersaw is getting so much in this off lane, though. It's actually unreal. He's got 32 last hits. He's third on the board. Oh, and rip Void. Holy crap.
Just cutting Void right down. The amount of damage from Chakram, Whirling Death, and Timber Chain is just way too high sometimes. And he's gonna
and he does the exact same thing. Uh-oh. That's not great. Timbersaw, he's going for a Bloodstone.
We have a large timber problem in the top lane.
Yeah, we got a gamer, folks. He's a player. Kunkka going for the
Skyrath coming in for the gank on Kunkka and
that ogre club. That ogre club to finish it off, though. That's funny. You're getting a lot of love from Creep Killer. Give him your Twitter. Give him your personal info.
Dude, do you want some pics?
Nipple stream, please.
As well.
GIF nipple. Void's doing the same thing as the Doom, though. He's gonna have this Midas recipe flying out to him for a long time, not be able to use it. And like that said, bottom lane, Alfredo is gonna get a nice double stomp off him here, but he doesn't have the mana for his ulti. He needs 2 more mana. Excellent, boat's gonna come through. That's gonna kill the Skyrath mage. He also gets a stun off on the Doom. That said, he's gonna be able to walk away. They're not gonna be able to chase him down. That said, Centaur ulti does come out. They're both looking for kills here. Kunkka's chasing Torrent misjudged. He's gonna get one more hit there. Centaur in the meantime is having to run away. Interesting build from him. 2-2-2. So not getting that max double edge damage, but at the same time getting an extra point in return, so he's a little harder to harass, and the stomp does a little more damage in a slightly longer stun time. But this Enigma, what are you doing, buddy? You've got 2,000 gold in the bank. You just going for a naked blink?
I guess you really got to get those black holes, you know? #1 priority.
You gotta get there first, though. He's been wandering on the jungle, hasn't been killing creeps for a while. Making me a little nervous. Oh, he's got mud golems coming out his ass. 2 camps of mud golems. Uh, Poor guy.
That is a pain in the butt right there.
Hmm. Timbersaw, he's only about 1100, or sorry, not 1100. Like maybe 1100 total away from getting his finishing his bloodstone. I was gonna say about 200 away from finishing the soul booster, in which point he will be very close to getting that bloodstone, just that recipe away since they changed it. In case you missed that in the patch notes, bloodstone no longer takes a perseverance. Ooh,
A lot of spells coming out here on Timbersaw. He gets blown up in the chronosphere.
you got to do what you got to do.
That's all there is to say. He's dead.
They used Chrono Boat, Shackle Torrent, Hex, Ether Shock, Chronosphere. Through it all.
Giving Creeper a little love in the chat.
Aw. It makes it fun. Meanwhile, Void did pick up his boots off that. He's going to have his Midas off cooldown soon. Enigma, still not level 6. And going for a very strange build on Enigma. He's got max Midnight Pulse and 1 point in conversions. That explains why he's farming so slow. Level 1 conversions, not great. Doom quietly farming away. He's got, at 11 minutes here, he's got 57 CS plus Devour Gold, which he did max. He does have a creep hit, so he did push that tower down very well, and if you can look, he's giving a lot of extra damage to everything around him, so good push from him. That's one of my, I don't know about going Midas on Doom. In this game, I think it's fine because they're so far ahead at this point, and they're just farming a lead for themselves. They're 4,000 and climbing ahead of the side of Gods of Warwick, so all right stuff there. But getting that pack leader's aura and a Vlad's, and then you just push lanes or a mechanism, just go push lanes. Lots of rotations coming up here in the top lane. Razor throws out. Oh, Timbersaw throws out a Chakram. He's going to look to kill that Enigma. Quickly cleans him up. Shackles onto the Timbersaw, though. They don't have any way to cancel this. Centaur ulti is going to go. Nice Shackles. Oh, just missed the Razor. Actually, he was able to phase boots out. The Void's going to leap the other way, and Razor's dropping very low. Lives with 92 health. Timbersaw is going to look to try and get a cleanup here.
Definitely saving Razor there.
Yeah, able to get away. Centaur not able to get off another kill. They don't want to pursue, so stuff with that.
Now the Snakes are just gonna have to defend their tower. No kills.
No kills for either side. Void dropping low, or well, still very low, sitting up here in the top lane. They don't have any way to heal him up. And there's still a lot of pressure. Razor's the only one who is literally low on the side of the Radiant, so they're just going to back off. More words. You know I'm waiting for you. Oh, Timbersane through, and he gets a quick double kill. And they're going to go into Bull Lord. He's going to drop before any of that black hole can really get channeled. And that's a quick 3-0. 1 kill going everywhere.
Trying to chase down Kunkka.
Oh, and he gets it.
Gonna hit.
Oh,
but is the final chain
oh,
hit?
Yeah.
The wand saves him and pushes him off.
Yeah.
That concussion shot would have definitely killed him if he didn't use his wand there.
Yeah. That was a good play coming from him, and Timbersaw is actually going to finish his Bloodstone with that. And he's going to snowball out of control with those extra charges as well. That'll be good to see. They do lose their tower off that. See what like, even if you just click on the creeps, that range creep is hitting for 25 plus 27 just because of Doom with the pack leader's aura. So heroes like Razor, the Doom himself, they're going to be hitting fairly hard. And just even the Ogre is going to be able to have that extra little bit of damage. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're trying to push, every little bit helps and can be just that enough, especially when Gods of War is barely able to hold on in some of these fights. Or even is trading poorly. That little bit more can just push over. Not to mention the Doom himself, it's quite hard.
Yeah, I think you might be looking for some words from me here, but Yeah, anyways, Ogre Magi throwing out the Ignite, scaring off Enigma and Shadow Shaman, who are pretty squishy on their own. They're looking for their big Kunkka maybe to come in and land a nice boat. Try to save the squishy supports from getting in the thick of things, I suppose you could say.
Yeah, and Pierre went with the greedy build. He only has the 1 point up in X, so he can't really combo 100% reliably. And bottom, if he had had more points in X, he would have been able to get that kill on the Doom. So it's I don't play a whole lot of Kunkka. I know that most people who are good at Dota, aka people who get paid to play, usually often you'll see a 1-2-3 build with at level 7 from them. Just they only use the torrent for the stun, and they chain it with X, because what you do with if you 3 points in X, you have a long enough range that you can cast it, back up a half step, ghost ship and torrent, and then you don't have to use the X to call back, because the boat will land and then the torrent will fire in that 3 second delay. That X will automatically bring them back. So you don't even if you do it like that, you don't even have to worry about landing anything, as long as you just don't click in the wrong spot.
Yeah, but what we see come out from our Kunkka here is he's trying to max Torrent and Tideringer, get as much damage out on the field as possible, as well as Ghost Ship. While it does make it a little more difficult to land the ship, it does, like, as pointed out there with the missed Torrent, it does make it more difficult to hit, but all in all, more damage, so.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to judge his build or anything like that. That's just what you usually see. That said, bottom lane, they're going to be going onto the Razor, but I think Void doesn't really want to be in there. That Eye of the Storm is doing a lot of damage to him, and he decides he's not a fan. He's going to back off, and Razor's just going to walk away. Doom decides to get a
Yes.
Stomp, and he's going for an Ags build as well. So he's got that Blink War Stomp now. A little more control coming out inside of them, and I think that's good. They don't have a lot of stuns, so that extra lockdown is going to be good. And he's got most
Oh,
of his Ags.
pause come out from Razor,
Razor
who
is
is
DC'd.
disconnected. Wouldn't be Dota without pauses.
No.
100% not stolen line as well. Oh, players messaging me. That's no good. Close that out. No cheating here, folks.
So the chat's talking about the Kunkka pick, and I can kind of agree with it. I think OD would have been a little bit better than Kunkka.
Well, they had a Razor mid, correct? Yeah. I feel like an OD might have been a more solid pick. Definitely a
Hmm.
bit more reliable team fight, especially against. Well, I would say that Skywrath isn't really too important. Well, actually, it's the other way around. His ult's sort of confusing to me, but with Doom, yeah, the way it seems to work is like the less intelligence you have, the more damage you would do. So it would definitely do work on Doom and Razor.
The
It's gonna be
uh,
big for them.
the way it works is for every amount of intelligence OD has above you, after a certain threshold, it does a multiplier of the difference between your intelligence and his intelligence to you as magical damage. And basically, if you have like nice boat coming out onto the Razor, though, blink Doom as well as the Doom blinks in, gets a nice double stomp off on there. Unfortunately, he's stuck in. He's got to pop his phase boots, but
Ooh.
actually, he's just going to turn and farm up these wards. Kunkka did manage to get a boat. This Timbersaw is going to just Timbersaw away, and I think this is going to look to be a tier 2 tower.
Also, Centaur almost being denied, but ends up just being clubbed by his teammate before he dies.
Hmm. Kunkka tries to blink forward, but level 1x, not great.
Yeah, like you mentioned previously, the 1-2-3 build might have been better there. Could have gotten a hit out, some harass. I don't know. Maybe defended the tower somehow.
Yeah,
Did
it's
some Kunkka moves.
done Kunkka things, as it were. Um, with the back to what I was saying about the OD is it can Plus, he's got that pure damage orb effect as well. He has a lot more reliable controlling catch-up, and it would crush Doom. It would do a lot of damage to him. Timbersaw, who has decent mana, it wouldn't have been that great against, but the Razor is kind of unfortunately, the heroes that BBB had, other than the Doom, are pretty immune to the ulti, but they would take not able to get that right click off, and he's just gonna run back down there. He's gonna get stunned up. Silence as well. Doom throws out the stomp and lands on one. Black Hole comes out as well, but it's comboed with the Chronosphere as the Void dies, so it just holds them all in place. That said, this boat's going to be huge. Nice boat comes through, and Alfredo is going to be able to turn that around with one more boom coming out. They're chasing down, though. Timbersaw is still looking to run, and they're chasing him back 3v2. Razor's in a rough place, though. He's not a huge fan of this. Doesn't like what's going on. Timbersaw cleans up the creep wave, and he's going to get stunned up by the Centaur.
Timbersaw, not afraid of the Centaur, but
No, not even a little bit.
in.
Nice boat torrent there, but I don't think it's going to do a whole lot. He's just going to kind of walk away. Very tanky.
Yeah, the extra armor from reactive armor, just keeping him safe there.
Armored.
The right clicks from Centaur really did nothing at all.
Oh, Void says...
Ready to come right back in.
There was a Void here. Rip Void.
There was a Void.
That's a P. It's a P. Oh, God.
There you go.
But Timbersaw playing well, and that's his Ags as well coming out for him. He's got 13 charges in this Bloodstone, so he's always going to be full of mana and health. And nice Chakram thrown up from him. Gonna run through. He gets shackled though, and he's gonna get hexed up. He's might get bursted down. He's gonna be able to Timber Chain through and gets a lot of damage off onto that Shadow Shaman, who's gonna fall to the right clicks of the Razor. Picked off again. Oh, does have his Ags on him now.
Radiant just manhandling the Dire now. There's not much they can do.
No.
The War Stomp actually canceled by Doom. Nice play by him.
Looks like we're gonna have another Torrent boat combo coming out. He lands on the Ogre, but that's about it. Double Chakram coming through. This is the first time you're gonna be seeing that, and that's a dead
dirty.
Centaur.
That is dirty.
Yeah, it's a quality spell. Chakram, not bad spell. And Neu making a lot of plays on this, really opening up the map for his team, and just like he did on that Slark, Kunkka comes in, gets the hit off that time. He's got more points in X, so he can actually get out there. But I don't even think they noticed. I really don't. Ogre.
Yeah, at this point, well, yeah, Skyrath being their squishiest hero has 700. He'd be really the only one who would have even felt that. Just all their heroes are relatively tanky at this point, so I just don't think that Dire has the damage to really put a dent into them.
They need to chain all of these stuns properly. Like they need to chain boat so it comes in right after Chronosphere ends, and then Black Hole follows it up on like all 5 of them, with Centaur getting a 5-man hoof stomp at the end with a double edge, and Shadow Shaman getting them all trapped in his wards. That's it. They're gonna blink stomp the Doom. He's pretty tanky though. He's not dropping very quickly, and doesn't look like he's gonna get and last long enough for any of his team to rotate in. So good pick off from them. They punish him farming greedily in the jungle as well. So always a good thing whenever you can do that.
Oops. Did not mean to ping there.
It's all good. And Doom's going Refresher Orb. He picks up a Quarterstaff and a Sage's Mask. So looking to double Doom Ags as well, which is terrifying for Void as it shuts down his backtrack and time lock. Now with the Ags only.
Yeah, and instead of having an option, should we shut down the Black Hole in team fight, or maybe the Chronosphere in the team fight, now Doom can just get the best of both worlds, and no Chronosphere and no Black Hole for you. So that's going to be big for BBB as well. The top lane, Timber Chain canceled by, I don't know these players' names, Alfredo's Hoof Stomp, but the double Chakram is just really going to decimate the Centaur.
And Neo's doing a good job of forcing everyone back and buying time for his Doom to rotate through. That's a quick kill. Oh, Ebola. Okay, quick kill. There he goes. Skywrath Mage gets picked off on the side somewhere. Not sure by who. Timbersaw is going ham though. Void dies. Where does Void die? To the Ogre and the Razor. And that's a 3-for-1 for a 5-position Skywrath Mage who's probably sitting there thinking, at least now I can have a drink.
Well, honestly, just Timbersaw just got, like you said, way too much out of the top lane. Him being this far ahead at this point in the game, he's just too hard to stop. He's too tanky. He has way too much armor, and just the nuke from the double chakram is crazy.
Yeah, it is. As I almost died taking a drink of water. Ah, sorry, Twitch chat. Rip eardrums. Oh, look at the party on the ward post. Alfredo manages to win the duel up against the Ogre, but nowhere to go when that Mystic Flare comes out. Razor's gonna look in. Almost kills him. Oh, there it is. The concussive shot. The Ebola lore is dropping very low. They drop their wards at their tier 3, and Doom's probably just gonna farm these in front of their tier 3, which they dove past the tier 2 to get to. Skywrath looks like he's gonna be the one that get picked off. Doom blinks back in, throws out the Doom on the Void. Chakram coming out and rip Void. Now he was godlike again. A good plays coming out from him. Doom pretty low. Torrent coming out, lands on the Skywrath Mage. Void buys back, does have a Chronosphere. And does has a Mask of Madness, so he does do a little bit of damage, but I don't think it's enough. Another X coming out on the Razor. They bring him back, but no Torrent follow-up. Timbersaw cleans up some Eidolons.
And just at this point, the Radiant are really just able to stay here and manhandle the Dire as long as they want. They have a mechanism on Razor, just really able to hold out. And they have arcane boots on Ogre, and I believe someone else, yeah, Skywrath. So they have mana and health to hold out these long fights and just really hold the pressure on the Dire team so they can't go out and farm like they really need to.
Doom's gonna pick up his... Ah! And he just attacks, canceling that War Stomp. He's... Oh god, that's actually kind of cool. Now he's just playing, he's just having fun with it. Oh no! Oh, and they're gonna... Jeez, what is this guy doing?
Timbersaw just playing just out of his mind, honestly. Most last hits on the board. Probably, I don't know my hotkeys for this. Net worth, yeah, definitely the highest net worth. And definitely the highest kills. He's just top of the board here.
Yeah, he's been having a fantastic couple games tonight so far, in the few I've seen him. He's got 22 charges on that Bloodstone, so he's never got to go back to the base. Razor's got an Ags, and working on a Refresher Orb of his own. Ogre Club is coming out for the Ogre, so he's working on his his Scepter there. And I think they're just going to go take Roshan, or they want to push high ground. And I think that's a good call. There's no vision anywhere for the Dire. They have one ward on their own post. So as far as the Radiant is sitting just outside their base, waiting to pounce. But I think this Rosh is going to drop very quickly. The Chakram's doing some solid damage there to him, and Ogre just being able to sit there and tank him. DD rune there as well, but that said, the Void's going to leap in, gets a Chrono off. Roshan hasn't died yet. They pick off the Skywrath Mage, and they get a kill on the Doom. Doom did go out on the Enigma, and he's going to drop because of it. The boat comes out. It's going to miss. Centaur's dropping very low. They did lose their Void, though, in the pit. And Nayu is single-handedly chasing off 3 heroes. He's going to blink forward, gets out the double Chakram. Shadow Shaman, rip. His health drops so fast, and his movement speed drops so quickly with that as well. Unable to get himself out of there. So, DD Rune bottled up on the Razor. He's got the Aegis and an Ags. Gonna probably wait for his allies to respawn, and then maybe go and push high ground.
Yeah, and the Dire, honestly, in a really tight spot here. I don't really see what they can do. Unless they manage to land another really big black hole, they're just gonna lose these fights.
Torrent comes through as well as a boat. This is going on the Razor with an Ag, so even if they lose him, it's not the biggest deal, but it'd be a little unfortunate to lose it that quickly. That said, Timbersaw is going to go up there and say, get the fuck away from my friend.
Nice double Torrent with Kunkka then TPing away.
Yeah. Sorry, taking a quick look at Twitch chat. Can't believe there's still people watching. Shout out to you guys. Little self-flame there, no big deal.
First cast. Thank you for watching. Shout out to myself. I have nothing, so
yeah, no plugs.
No plugs at all.
Okay, more room for me to plug. Timbersaw does pick up a Scythe of Vice here as well, so he's getting incredibly close to 6 slotted. Maybe get his Boots of Travel into Shiva's Guard, and then look to game all over Fools. Is about where he's at, I think. Kunkka's just kind of playing with them. That X marks the spot. Not doing a whole lot. They didn't lose the Aegis, so maybe they're just gonna wait and see if they can get these this Ags out on, or sorry, the Refresher Orb out on Doom. But he's about 2,000 gold away from it, so he's gonna take a little bit. Lots of pings coming out onto the Timbersaw though. Torrent boat landing on some creeps, trying to keep the lanes pushed out, and the game is totally in the hands of the boys.
Yeah, I agree.
Timbersaw is just kind of roaming around the jungle, looking for to get some pickoffs. Both the team's kind of just farming up. Centaur ulti is used, and that's just everybody run home as the Centaur dropped very low there, quite a ways below half health. Nefarious in Twitch chat. I like that word, dirtled. He described the Enigma's jungling as he dirtled around. I'm not quite sure what it means. Probably not good. Okay. Void going for a value item.
Sounds like a bumbled.
Yeah.
Not really too productive.
No. He wasn't level 6 for quite a ways in the game. Void does pick up that value Maelstrom though, so they're gonna look to push this. They didn't get the they got the recipe. Oh, nice 4-man chrono. This is the chance. Where's the boat? Unfortunately, it's going to fly out a little late, and they might have been able to spread out there, but the nice black hole comes out. They get the Shadow Shaman wards. Unfortunately, the Timbersaw, he's so tanky. Not a lot he can do. He manages to kill the Void on the way by, and he's going to look to go on the Centaur. Razor respawns. They did lose their Doom, but Ogre Magi still there. Going to go for the multicast there. Not able to get them. Double Chakram coming out onto Pierre. The Timbersaw is chasing down. Does manage to get the kill. And they lose their Kunkka, but in the end, they did lose the Razor as well. So far, it's a 3 for 3, but there were 2 buybacks on the side, or sorry, a 3 for 4, but 2 buybacks on the sides of God for War. So win for them. They get the blink. Oh, this might be a dead Timbersaw finally. Is he going to be able to deny himself? He did not, but he respawned literally instantly. He's already back. Bought his Boots of Travel.
The Bloodstone right there.
And look at, he's already back gaming on these guys. He is actually already back in the team fight. Oi, that's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, honestly, the Timbersaw is just pushing Gods of War around. There's nothing they can really do about him, because as you see there, when they do kill him, he's just coming right back. That
Timbersaw,
just really
he was worth
Timbersaw
20. He was worth 2,500 gold for between the Enigma and the Kunkka. Kunkka got 1675 for that kill, and they both got 2162 experience. That's
a lot.
Yeah, Kunkka now has a BKB, so he still doesn't hit that hard. I mean, oh, Hex comes out. Double Chakram as well. They get a stomp from the Centaur, though. X as well. Follow up. He runs back. He's going to throw. Doesn't throw the boat yet. Nice Void ulti again. Now the boat's going to come through. This is going to land. This is going to be another kill on the Timbersaw, as well as the Doom. Gods of War, they're getting these ultis finally starting to land. They're going to kill the Skyro, so a quick 3 for 0 off a a poor attempt to push the base. They weren't all up there. Not sure what they were doing. Doom's got his refresher though. I don't know about these plays. They're starting to kind of throw the game. Holy gold swing! That's 6,000 gold in favor of Gods of War. That's minus 5,000 positive and 1,000 negative for the boys, as well as just shy of 8,000 experience going the way of their team. What does the graphs look like? Jeez, that experience graph is dropping sharply.
Yes, so possibly a glimmer of hope for God of War if they can keep holding it out and landing these big boats with their combos. It's definitely possible it could come back.
Hmm. The problem is Black Hole's on a very long cooldown and there's not a lot they can do about it. The upside though is Void's ulti is only on the 90-second cooldown, so he can throw it anytime that it's up. Void Kunkka can follow up with a boat as well. So if they get a decent one, it'll be all right. He did get a Mjolnir, so going for that, going for the proc damage with the Mask of Madness Mjolnir, hoping for the time locks and the static damage. Sorry, the chain lightning damage, not the static. That's the buff you put on yourself. Meanwhile, they're just gonna look to push again, and Roche doesn't respawn here for quite a while. They'll know when it respawns here real quick in about a minute, and interesting to see. But are the refresher orbs done? Still not done for the Razor. He's about 1,000 gold away. Timbersaw does have a the plate mail on the Crow, so he's gonna be looking to get that Shiva's Guard coming out. Doom does have that refresher. You drinking a Slurpee on me? I hear a straw.
No, I'm not. It's probably just me breathing.
Oh,
I wish I was. That'd be great.
Slurpee at almost midnight? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can see that the boys they're concerned. They don't want to. They're a little worried about pushing in. Kunkka's gonna go forward, look for something to crit on. Timbersaw's just gonna head out and keep farming up for that Shiva's Guard. He lost a lot of charges. He went from 28 to 16 to 12. They're gonna find the Doom in the jungle though. Void's gonna leap through, throws off a Chrono. Unfortunately, he doesn't catch the Doom, but the Torrent does, and then a nice Black Hole follow up. But he's dropping very low himself. Doom's gonna take him out. So far, it's a 3-0, 3-1. Sorry, Boo Boo's gonna get cleaned up as well. I don't think there's a lot they can do. They get a stomp off, and it's a 4 for the Void. So some damage starting to come out, and Kunkka picks up a crit. Timbersaw wasn't
that was
there.
honestly very impressive play from the God of Wars. Just the minus the chronospheres being just slightly off. Everything else was just amazing. The black hole right onto it was Doom and Ogre Magi, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just gonna be able to push down this tower easy. I don't even think they really needed the Serpent Wards.
No, interesting choice dropping them. They probably, if they had saved them, they would have been able to get that tier 2. So not going to be able to get it with that, which is a little unfortunate. Pierre's playing a little scared though. He's going forward. He's going to look to try and clear out the creeps. He gets the Torn off on him, so that's going to delay that. And like I said, if they'd had the wards there, they would have been able to get that tower, but unable to. Centaur dropping very low, puts the pipe out a little late, gets hexed, and Timber Chain down. Quick kill coming up for him. Doom's going to clean up these wards. He's going to be happy about that. That said, they do a lot of damage. They're level 2 wards with an Ags upgrade. Doom has no armor still, so you might want to go for an Assault Gears there, buddy. It's a good item. So, Void has an Ag, or sorry, not an Ags, an Ogre Club, so I assume that's a BKB of his own. Shadow Shaman, he's got nothing new coming out. Timbersaw does pick up his Shiva's Guard. So maybe now Razor, still no Ags, but still 1,300 gold away from that. But I think they're gonna look to push here again, but Black Hole's on cooldown, so they know that. Chronosphere is up, but the boat follow-up is there. The problem is, I think they almost need to blink Doom the Kunkka, Doom the Void in that like just blink uphill and doom them both with the Timbersaw and the Doom. Go up there and throw out the spells, because if they sit back here and just keep waiting to get chipped down and have their creeps pushed back, they're gonna get leapt upon and blinked onto, and or something along those lines, and they're gonna have to take the reins here and force the engagement and take it on their terms, rather than waiting to try and counter initiate, because they're not able to live through the combo anymore. A little bit of chat coming up from Pierre.
Probably just from all the popping in and out with X marks. Heart of Taraz? Is that in the...
It's an emoticon you get for the XMG Captain's Draft. They blink Doom the Void, so they get him off, but they're gonna lose their Doom before he can get off his second one. But at the same time, Siege is gonna drop down. Nice black hole coming out, but gets cancelled. Don't know if that was him or what, but a boat comes through. That's gonna be a lot of resistance coming out for them, as the boat buff did get on all of them. They have gone 3 for 3 so far, though. Timbersaw is gonna buy back, and they're gonna lose their Razor right here. There he goes, and they're gonna be able to take this kill as well. Not able to get to the low ground. Shackles.
Yeah, Shackles will finish him off.
Yeah. Good play from them. He needed to hit that tree there, I think. Or not, or try and thread the needle through. Tough chain to hit, though.
Yeah. Sometimes the chain is a little difficult to try to determine like where to hit, because some of the trees look like they're pretty thick with their branches, but you actually just have to hit right on the trunk. So.
And then, not to mention, it's a little wider than the animation as far as its actual lat size. And I'd like to point out that was an 11,000 experience gain for the Gods of War. Net worth has dropped from about 25k to about 10,000 in net worth lead, and experience is actually back in favor of Gods of War after being 21,000 in favor of the boys.
And Shadow Shaman also picking up a late blink dagger.
He'll be happy with that extra mobility. So, interesting game so far. Looks like we're going to be in for the long haul here, and this is starting to feel like that Gods of War is starting to make a comeback. Maybe the boys were a little too they played with their food a little too much. Not going to be able to quite make a game out, finish the game off for it. If I can get that sentence out, that would be fantastic. Oi.
Gem of True Sight pinged out somewhere here.
Or where that was, but they're going to look to go for another Roshan. Again, though, the Dire doesn't really know this is happening. They don't have any vision. They're probably a little nervous. But they're not going to go for it. Timbersaw's just going to push the wave as they stem a yawn. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Timbersaw down to 10 Bloodstone charges, down from his 22 that they had previously, so... Ooh. That was actually pretty impressive. Timbersaw blinking out of Faceless Void's Chronosphere.
Yeah, that's a nice play.
Which means that Chronosphere is now down, and I think the Radiant are going to want to capitalize on that and fight while one of their biggest spells are down.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, the Enigma... Oh, they're going to go. Misses the stomp, but he gets down the Midnight Pulse. Doom blinks in, gets the Doom off on Enigma. Manages to refresh, but then he gets sheeped. He's not going to get hit by the boat, but he's going to drop anyway before he can get that other Doom off. Timbersaw comes in, looking to do some damage, but so far it's a 2-for-0 exchange. Enigma dropping, but not going to die. That boat keeping him alive. Centaur does come in and gets a stomp on the Timbersaw, but they're not able to bring him down yet. Enigma does end up dropping once the boat buff wore off. And the Shadow Shaman is very low. Skyreth is going to get cleaned up, and Timbersaw is going to get killed as well. So again, they lose one.
A 5-for-1?
The comebacks are real. When did EG throw last? That's another 10,000 experience going the way of Gods of War.
Yeah, if you look at the XP chart, it's actually now favoring God of War.
By quite a bit. And Voids... Go ahead.
Anyways, I was going to say, and BBB is only about ahead in 5,000 gold by the looks of the chart. So, definitely a comeback is real.
The kill score is also evened out by quite a bit, so... Gods of War, they're showing that they're willing to hold on even when it looks pretty grim. And Void is going to be able to solo up this Roshan eventually. He's hitting very quick, but doesn't hit that hard. So, a little bit unfortunate there. And he's actually 3 levels higher than the Doom now. Same level as the Razor. Timbersaw's been level 25 for quite a while, so not a big deal for him. Timbersaw is still top of the net worth chart by 9,000, but Pierre and Lakunka is second now. Then it's Doom, and then the Void. The Razor's fallen off a fair bit. Does have an Eggs refresher now. I mean, it's now on the boys. They gotta somehow figure out what to do. They're probably pretty worried about this. They need to somehow get a fight where it isn't 5v5. They need to take a fight 5v3 or 3v2 kind of thing, or 4v2. They don't want to try and fight full on anymore. And maybe if they can quickly burst down 1 or 2 heroes, or burst down a hero, and then as the others trickle in, it'll be a lot better.
Yeah. It's another one of those moments. It feels like you're pausing for me to say something, but I just
Got
so
nothing.
dead right now.
Fair enough. Doom's going for a BKB. And I mean, sure, it'll be nice because you can block some of the damage, but Chrono goes through it, Black Hole goes through it, the ward damage goes through it, Kuka's Cleave goes through it. I don't think it's a good item. I think AC is what you want.
Yeah,
But
because Konka actually starting to hit quite hard. He's picked up his data list now, so he's going to be making those big crits, taking out big hits of damage on the whole team.
yeah. And the in the meantime, Centaur has also picked up a heart of his own. He's sitting at 3,300 health. So he's starting to get very tanky. Gunka as well, sitting at 3,000 flat.
And the net worth chart here approaching 0. Looks like both teams are almost 100% even now.
Except for the 15k experience favoring Gods of War.
Yes, the experience does seem to be tilted, but in gold.
Void's gonna look to go on the Skywrath Mage. He pops a BKB, quickly kills him off, throws out the Chrono just to make sure he gets the kill, and he's gonna go on the Doom. He gets a bash, and Bash Lord it is, and they pop the Stampede. They manage to stop the Chrono with the chain with a Hex, and this is gonna be a dead Timbersaw. Excellent fight coming out from Gods of War. They managed to get 3-0, and they've got a pipe on. They're gonna go push high ground, and there's no buybacks. The BBB, they don't have buybacks. They think that's the real Razor. He's going to drop too quickly, and that's a lane of racks. Easy. Just completely ignore the Razor and just go for games, boys. They drop the wards. That's a good call. And that's just going to secure their racks. Micros them onto the melee. And look at this play.
Face just going to keep going for more, and they'll get
it. Honestly, at this point, I think tier 4s. And yeah, they're pinging it out. They're going to go for the throne. There's no buybacks coming out. They would have been done now. And, I mean, what do you do if you're BBB? You're going to have to look at this replay and try and figure out what you did wrong, which you can find on my YouTube channel, at Wolf Dota. Throwing out the shameless plug. They're going to get the axe back into the boat. And that's a Naked Ancient now, dropping Void's going to drop really low, but he's got the Aegis, so he doesn't really care. And they're just trying to stop them from taking their throne. Void's going to quickly pick off the Skywrath. Oh, he gets doomed. Black Hole comes out onto the Doom as well, though. Void doesn't really care. He still hits quite hard. He's dropping low, though. And GG.
Yep. That's it. That's game. An unexpected comeback, but God of War wins. Gods of War. Really confusing me here. Gods of War managed to clutch the victory.
So excellent play from them. Nice comeback off of some interesting team fights coming out for the side of BBB. They pushed up high ground when they weren't quite ready. I'm getting some messages from Siege. We're friends. He says, "Holy shit, fuck my ass." I don't even know.
That's a very appropriate reaction to that.
Yeah, and so excellent plays coming from him. Thanks for tuning in, boys. It was an excellent day of Dota. And I myself am Wolf Dota. So if you want to watch the game, but you are just tuning in at the end of the stream, it'll be uploaded to YouTube at Wolf Dota. And then you can also follow me on Twitter for anything else related to Dota, whether that's watching other videos, knowing when I have VODs up and whatnot. But feel free to like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitch, Twitter, everything. Blah 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 blah. Plug 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 plug. You don't want to hear it anymore. And this is my co-caster Hap Lap joining me today. He's we had a good time. You learned a lot about Dota, but I'm gonna cut the stream off here.